Hi, I'm Dr. Nicole Vane, the owner of Moonlight Beach Dental. And one of the things I wanted to talk about today that's been a hot topic for me is CBD oil. Most people might or might not know what that is or how it's used. And I wanted to clarify a few misconceptions about it. And I also wanted to clarify what it is that I love so much about it. So CBD is a derivative of hemp oil, but it actually has nothing to do really with marijuana. Marijuana is typically associated with THC. So CBD is the actual oil extract that has absolutely no THC in it. So any of the effects that are hallucinogenic or psychotropic that people might think of associated with marijuana are not in CBD. CBD oil extracts are used in therapeutic doses. And what's so interesting about them is that the endocannabinoid system, the CBD, actually binds to a lot of the same receptors that pain medicines will bind to. So I want to go into a lot of those cool aspects of CBD. But I do want to start off with that, I'm actually a pretty conservative person who has never even smoked pot. I just haven't ever had a desire for it. It's not something I ever felt I needed. But what really led me down this path, even though I went to Berkeley with all the hippy-dippy people out there, is that I saw a lot of people close to me that it really benefited. And then I started researching it more, and now I'm involved in a lot of medical groups with other doctors for using it in dentistry or in medicine for its therapeutic effects. So one of the first reasons I started researching it was because of my dog Foster. Now, Foster's a regular fixture here at the office. He actually was just diagnosed with cancer not too long ago, went through a very invasive surgery, and is now on chemo. And everyone said that the #1 treatment is CBD. And so I thought, well, that's weird. Why would I use that for dogs? And people said it really helps them heal, and it helps with a lot of the downsides to chemo and a lot of drugs that are like chemo. Where you might have nausea or fatigue. It really helps your body kind of balance that. So I got some CBD for Foster. Then my cousin had cancer, and she's a very conservative person, very religious, and she started really blogging on how much CBD was the only thing that helped her counter the effects of chemo, including the chemo brain, tingling in the extremities, the awful nausea, and some of the other depleting symptoms that can come with it. So hearing her story really led me to believe that this is really something that could help people. And then lastly, I have several patients that are severe pain patients who have had, one of whom goes through back surgery every year to have her nerves ablated, and she's been on high doses of opioids for decades. It's normal for her to pop handfuls of pills at a time throughout the day. So her doctor had pushed her into taking CBD to try and get her off some of these heavy pain meds that kind of had her in a fog all the time. And the first thing I noticed was her eyes, that she looked like, I would say, like she had a sparkle back in them. And that was because she was actually lucid. She didn't have the blown out pupils and the haze of I'm just trying to get through the day with this pain abatement that I have from my pain pills. She actually looked happy and like she was functioning. And so now she's actually off of all of the pain meds and is just taking her CBD oil every day. Now, the main uses for the CBD oil that we have in the office, which is a medical grade CBD, is that for dentistry, for anxiety. So even if you're not a normally anxious person, the CBD actually has a function that's not sedating. It's just like having a couple glasses of wine without any of the loopiness. It just takes you down a couple notches where you feel completely normal. If you were breastfeeding, you could still breastfeed your child. There's nothing toxic in it, but it does have that nice side effect of an anxiolytic. It takes about 15 minutes. We have it here in the office. If you wanted to try some with your dental appointment, you would just place it below your tongue and and marinate for a little bit while it soaks in. And literally, you'll get through your appointment. A lot of my nitrous patients are patients that have had an emergency where they didn't have time to sedate. We'll give them the CBD, and they've had some profound effects. And one of the interesting things with one of the anxiety patients that I gave it to in the office she called back the next day and called my office manager and said, "What did Dr. Vane give me during that appointment?" And I thought, uh-oh, why? Why is she asking this? She said that even though it helped with her anxiety, it also made all of her knee pain go away, and she wanted to know where she could buy some. For someone like me, who I'm a healthy person, I'm always very energetic, I can have a lot of caffeine or no caffeine, and I'm always kind of a charged person. I don't have a lot of anxiety, but I have been taking it to help with, there are a lot of days in dentistry that are extremely stressful. So I'll have a couple pumps and it really gets me through my day and it's great. So I think it's very helpful for that. You can self-dose. So if you were really freaked out about being here at the dentist, you can take a couple mils, wait, take a couple mils again, and take a couple mils again, and still be fine to drive. There's no effect that's going to make you very loopy. The second effect is for people with chronic migraines or migraines induced by photosensitivity or stress. So it binds to those same receptors in your brain and actually diminishes the chain of reaction that would cause and set off a migraine neurologically for a lot of individuals. So there's a lot of people out there who take Imitrex several times a month or have to have it with them at all times because they can have these quick onset migraines where they have to lay down and lay with the lights off. And what really was powerful for me was the other day, my hygienist knocked on my office door and said, "Hey, Dr. Vane, I don't think I'm going to make it through the day. I feel one of my migraines coming on and I'm probably going to have to leave and go home." And I actually turned to her and I said, "Actually, what I'm going to have you do is walk with me over here and I'm going to give you a dose of CBD." So I dosed it, checked in with her later in the morning, and I'm like, "How are you feeling?" She's like, "Better," but I said, "Okay, we'll take some more." She took some more, and at the end of the day, she's like, "Wow, I can't believe it. I cannot believe I did not get a migraine." And she was able to work the whole day, and guess what? She wanted to take some home with her. So now she has a bottle of CBD. So I find that really interesting that you can really help protect yourself from having things that are debilitating like a migraine that's very disruptive to your life. Another thing I really love about it is its effects on chronic pain. Now, you could be someone who's been suffering from a long-term injury, you've had hip or knee replacement, or back pain's kind of your norm. A lot of people with the posturing from their computers and whatnot suffer from frequent pain, and it can really help with that. Now, what makes CBD oils different? There's a lot of different strains out there. So I'm told that hemp is a very dirty product in how it's processed. And one analogy that I thought was pretty good is if you're going to go for sushi, would you want to go to the top sushi restaurant and have the freshest fish, or would you want to go to a gas station and pick up the sushi? Now, they're still both sushi, but I don't think I would eat the gas station sushi. I think I would much prefer to have something that I know how it was prepared and I know how fresh it is. So the difference with the two products that I use is that they're water soluble, and the form that they're in is highly researched by these medical compounding companies so that there's not a THC extract in it, but that they're 95% absorbed. So you can do a simple dose below your tongue and have it soak in fairly quickly. One of the last things that I really like is that it can really help with your sleep. Now, I'm someone who crashes out instantly. My husband, however, is someone who has a lot of trouble falling asleep or falling asleep restfully and sleeping through the night. So CBD actually can have an effect on patients with sleep apnea and also with people who have restless sleep or restless mind syndrome where their mind is kind of racing all night. So again, it has that anti-anxiety component that just kind of allows you to relax at bedtime and then also allows you to fall into a deeper sleep so you feel more rested and your mind is able to kind of let go of some of the issues that will keep you up at night. Hopefully you found this video informative on the uses of CBD. Stay tuned for more videos that I think you'll find helpful on understanding the endocannabinoid system and how CBD might be right for you. And feel free next time you're here at the office to ask me how you might use it for your next dental visit.